What is up, you guys? Going back to the basics today. Down here at the little river park. Gonna do some bank fishing for some smallmouth, largemouth, maybe a pike. Never know. As you can see, the ground is like super wet. We got puddles over here. It's been raining all day. So the river's high. It's been high for a couple of days, but was down here the other night, caught a couple smallies, so we're gonna give it a go. Figured I'd bring you guys with, not in the kayak today, but going back to the roots. Let's do this. So throwing black blue hula stick by Z Man, and then a TRD finesse jig with the TRD craw on there, black blue as well. So this little area in here up against the rocks and stuff has been pretty stellar. The fish usually cling to this area because of the current. So we're gonna kind of scope this out and see what's going on. The hula stick has been good. I haven't really fished this TRD shrooms jig down here, so I wanted to give that a shot. So I think I'm going to throw that first, and then we'll switch to the hula. Trying to avoid these trees back here. Something hit it, I think. There we go. There we go, guys. That's a nice one. That's a nice smallie, guys. That's a tank. Woo-hoo-hoo. Yeah, it is. Nice. There we go, guys. Look at that. Right up to the stickers there. Nice one. The hula. That was a good fish, guys. So I'm using this 10th ounce, 15th ounce big TRD hook, black blue hula, and just popping it out and let it sit there on the bottom and just kind of ticking it off. And that fish came right off that current seam, right where the slow water and the faster water meets. Just dragging it real slow. Moving down. There's usually some in these rocks right over here, guys. I caught one out of there the other day, probably like a 15-incher. But then usually there's like a bunch of slack water right in here. And they're sitting in these rocks. Usually the largemouth and smallmouth are up towards the current. We'll see what's in here today. So you can feel that head dragging in the bottom. That's the key to this presentation, is just having that worm on the bottom kind of sticking up, tail fluttering. Oh, I don't know what that was. Don't know what that was. See how that tail just kind of flutters when it's sitting there? That really gets them going. That's where I wanted to cast. Here we go. This one's tiny compared to that other one. Nice little 14-incher, 15-incher. Look at those colors, guys. Beautiful. Did you see where that guy that came from was? Right behind that rock. He's just sneaking out, grabbing any food that comes by. Here's the beauty of rivers too, is you pull one fish out, another one comes in. So you can fish that same hole multiple times. Oh. There we go, guys. Right on the rocks. Oh, that's another nice one. He inhaled it.
Do you catch with it?
Usually down here I threw like a black worm with a little bit of blue flake in it.
Oh.
As soon as I get this out, I can show you. He swallowed it.
Oh, okay.
Like that. Yeah, and they just sit it on the bottom and drag it, and they'll come up and nab it. Yeah, no problem. You guys have a good night.